Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another reaction video, The Mandalorian, Season 3, Episode 6. I'm back here with Mark for another reaction review. Last episode was pretty interesting. Kind of get left on a cliffhanger. We're figuring out if Moff Gideon was broken out by Mandalorians or not. Who knows? I've seen a lot of people saying maybe Gar Saxon and some Empire. So some people are saying maybe it was a setup. So then they start fighting against each other. Who knows? There's a lot that could go on. I have seen one small spoiler, but it is only a person that is in this. And I'm not going to lie to you, Mark. As much as I love Rebels and seeing Zeb was crazy, I am honestly looking forward to to what I have seen.
Is it another character from Rebels?
It's not a character. It's a person.
Oh, okay.
That has never been seen in Star Wars before.
Okay.
Let's just get into it. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I can't go back to that wretched palace.
So, I guess you still can't confirm that they broke out Moff Gideon, but
No, I love you.
I mean, they're in an Imperial ship as hired guns. It seems like they did it.
That's quite a fleet.
It took me a long time to assemble it. Most of it was captured from the Empire.
Okay, yeah. So they're not in the that's what I was gonna say. Maybe they're not from Moff Gideon because they probably took that ship from season 2 at the end of season 2. Bo-Katan just took it.
It's probably best if we go in on foot.
Welcome to Plaisir 15, the Outer Rim's only remaining direct democracy. You've been
I guess we're going for a ride.
Jesus.
This is not a request.
So they're just getting pulled away from every single thing that they're trying to do right now.
Figures.
This feels like a Bad Batch episode.
Literally, dude. Nothing goes to plan.
Join us! Come!
This is who I saw.
Come! Everyone, special guest!
It's Jack Black, dude.
This is my favorite episode.
Wait, is that Lizzo?
No way, bro.
Is that Lizzo?
Let's address the banter in the room. I was once
That's
a
Lizzo.
planning officer during the war, and thanks to the
Dude, what is this?
I was able to
This is my favorite episode.
15.
Plaisir suffered greatly under Imperial rule. As part of his rehabilitation.
I don't even know, dude. I don't even know.
This is my favorite episode.
Would be viewed as an act of diplomacy between our two planets. In fact, Plaisir 15 would formally recognize Mandalore as a sovereign system and petition the new Republic to recognize it as such.
You had designed
They need that.
That's their motivation right there.
But the trash man droid malfunctioned.
Malfunctions, then our security cameras caught.
Oh my god! This is great. This is great so far. I'm still just absolutely mind blown that I just saw Jack Black and Lizzo
Dude, it's too funny, bro. It's
talking
too
to Bo-Katan and Mando.
Yeah.
Friend of Ugnaught Queel, you will answer our questions and help us with our task. I have spoken.
Let's go.
Thank you. We are in your debt. I have spoken.
Mando just has negotiation skills, man.
Dude, he is the master negotiator.
No way to communicate.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why is that?
Well, as a precaution. Their base function was warfare.
There's a Rogue One.
That thing's moving, dude. These droids are like completely CGI. I don't
Yeah,
know what it
100%.
is, but they look a little bit goofy.
They do look really goofy, I'm not gonna lie. This one does anyway, like running.
Which, I mean, they're CGI in the prequels, but I don't
Like,
know. I
that
think they were
looks
just
a little weird.
stylized a certain way that it looked. I don't know. These just look off.
They look better in the episode 2 and 3.
Yeah. Well, this one also looks like a mix of like the Clone Wars ones too. Like the Clone Wars Super Battle Droids are like big and bulky.
Yeah.
Dude, this is insane though. Why is he moving like he's not a droid?
I don't know. It looks so weird, dude. Somebody's messing with the droids, I think. That's what I would assume.
Dude, that blue protocol droid looks crazy.
Dude, that one looks insane. Why they'll stop?
Because there's not droids.
What is that?
That was sweet. That was actually
really
so
cool.
sick.
They always gotta play his freaking music when he does something. Dude. They always gotta play his music.
In theory. Let me see what I can find out. Yes, here we are. Security. Commissioner Hellgate.
I feel like I'm
mean,
watching NCIS.
Yeah, no, for real.
Count Dooku was a visionary. He was cut short in his prime by the Jedi and forces.
A Count Dooku name drop? Come on.
I actually respect that a lot.
Politics.
I also give to you both our highest honor, the key to Plazier.
Wow. It is just a giant key.
Literally.
Always be welcome in our... I grant knighthood.
Why? Kind of rare to see people in Star Wars on grass.
That's what I'm saying. They probably just filmed this out in some field. It's like some random field.
You'll never be the true leader of our people. You won't even take the dark saber from me.
Enough Mandalorian blood has been spilled by your own hands.
She's right.
While exploring Mandalore, I was captured, and this blade was taken from me.
I like this.
Axe. That kind of sucks though, because I really did like Mando with the Darksaber, because I thought
Yeah.
it looked super cool. But I
Yeah.
mean, I like this too, though.
But the way
It makes sense.
the role that they're having Bo-Katan play,
She's gotta have it.
yeah, she has to have it.
Yeah.
One thing I do dislike though, but this is just a whole Mandalorian thing. Okay, this can be a sick shot. Okay, yeah, that's a good spot to end it.
Cool thumbnail.
So what I was gonna say was that one thing that I just don't like about Mandalorians is you're the ruler of Mandalore if you have the Darksaber.
Yeah.
Because then it's like we just went through this whole scene right here where they hate her.
Yeah.
They absolutely despise her. Then she gets the Darksaber and it's just gone.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I was hoping they were gonna do something where it's like, you don't need the Darksaber to be the leader.
Yeah.
I was hoping they were gonna do something like that, but they just gave her the Darksaber, and then they're like, okay, that's. Well, like you said, that's more of a Mandalorian than than an actual like story,
Yeah.
like thing,
So, but I like Mando's sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he found a way around it.
He was such a finesser.
Yeah.
He's just
So,
finessing.
which I mean, it makes sense, even though it's not. It's not like the greatest way to go about it, but I'm still fine with it. I like that Bo-Katan ends up with it, which she should. I mean, Mando doesn't want it anyway, because to him it has no meaning.
Exactly. Yeah.
But to them it has all of it. So why not just give it to Bo-Katan? She's leading all Mandalorians, whether it's the ones that believe the Darksaber or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was a weird one. How are you feeling about this episode?
This had to be the best episode of all time because it had Jack Black in it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Dude, I'm mind blown.
Dude, that is hilarious. Jack Black and Lizzo.
That's just a weird combo to begin with. Like what? Like Jack Black makes sense because he's just in so much stuff. Like we've had Bill Burr.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like okay, so we see Jack Black, then Lizzo. Like it's just the weirdest thing ever. That is just.
I didn't mind it. Like people.
No, I didn't mind it either. It's
people
just
are saying this
so...
episode was. People are saying this episode is trash. Like I don't know what you, dude. This episode was pretty solid. I thought. I mean, we're finally
like I
the
said,
story,
I said at one point, it felt like an NCIS episode. Like it did feel like one of the cop shows.
It really did for a little bit there with the investigating.
But I mean, this was kind of needed. Like people's biggest gripe with it is they're gonna say it's filler because it's not fully driving the plot forward.
Even though it kind of does.
Overall, it is. Because you're getting these planets to recognize Mandalore. You finally get Bo-Katan with the Darksaber.
Yeah, like you can't say this is
Mandalorians
filler.
Back. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's filler.
There's no way.
But it's just like when you're saying something like this is filler, then you don't want a TV show, you want a movie. Mm-hmm. Like you want something that's much shorter than all of this.
Exactly.
Like you don't want 8 episodes. You want like 4. if we want to cut out all this stuff. But then at the same time it's like you're not going to see much of the characters. Like we got to see more of Mando and Bo-Katan because of this episode.
Exactly.
We see more interactions between them. We see Mando negotiating with the Ugnaughts. Like we just see more of them. You don't get connected to characters without actually seeing the characters.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with it in that way.
Yeah, I had no problem with this. I thought it was a good episode. And seeing Jack Black was just hilarious, so that made it even better.
Oh my god, that whole scene where we first see them, and it's just Jack Black and Lizzo talking to Bo-Katan and Mando.
It was like out of nowhere, dude.
It's just like that's you couldn't put that together if you tried. You
told me in
you
season,
couldn't think of that.
If you told me in season 1 that was gonna happen, I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, oh my god,
straight up,
yeah.
straight up.
No, if you told me once we saw episode 1 of The Mandalorian that at one point he was going to have Bo-Katan by his side, a baby Yoda, and he's gonna be talking with Jack Black and Lizzo. What has this gotten to? It's just like, oh my god.
We better see more Jack Black. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know if we will. I mean, we didn't in Book of Boba Fett we saw Danny Trejo. We didn't see much
That's
of him
true.
though. I would like to see
I
Bill
feel like
Burr
he,
again.
I feel like he's still gonna have a role. He's got to have a role though, because Boba Fett's still.
Oh yeah, because he's still got the Rancor. That's just if
Yeah.
we see another season of Book of Boba Fett. That's
Oh, that's true, I guess.
I think. That
Although
would
he
be
could,
the
I
biggest
mean, if
thing.
I don't know if this is gonna go to Tatooine or not for Boba, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was said before the season started that Boba Fett was going to be in this season.
I mean, we got what, 2 episodes left?
Yeah, there's 2 episodes left. Dude, there's 2 episodes left, and I don't know what is even happening. I don't know what's gonna happen, because obviously we're gonna see more about like this Moff Gideon and the Beskar being there. So we're either gonna find out that while they were mercenaries, they broke Moff Gideon out, or we're gonna find out that it was a setup, but they don't think so, and they're just gonna bash heads. Yeah. So I think that's probably going to end up being the conflict instead of actually seeing Moff Gideon or like an actual main antagonist. It might get set up like we talked about this a couple episodes ago, I think, where we said that there's no main antagonist, so it feels a little bit directionless. It might end up being more of a season 1 type deal, where it kind of ends on not a full on cliffhanger, but it's the whole season leads up to finding out who the antagonist is, and then the next season. So maybe that's the kind of thing they're going for. I don't know. All I know is a lot of people have been upset with The Mandalorian. Hasn't been much about The Mandalorian. It hasn't been much about Mando. And Grogu seems like he's just there to sell toys instead of actually being part of the plot anymore. But I mean, he's Mando's foundling. It's just
what more do you want? They've already explored his in the first 2 seasons. They've already, he went back to Luke. He finally got back to a Jedi. He didn't want to be with Luke. He wanted to be with Mando, and that's basically where we're at now. Where it's
so he
doesn't really have a plot. He's just kind of with Mando now. That's just
and he's becoming more of a Mandalorian. He's a foundling.
Exactly. Yeah, like you said, he's a foundling.
So there's not. The only plot device they could have at this point is Moff Gideon comes back and he wants Baby Yoda again.
You have something I want. You better say that too. If we see him, he better say that. First line.
Well, the thing is, though, in season 2, he said he already got what he needed. He just got blood from him. So that's all they were looking for. So they don't need him for anything.
Maybe he needs him again.
All right,
they lost all their.
We didn't get enough blood. I don't know. I think it's good. Like, they could still make something out of this. It's the season to me just feels like more of a setup for the next.
It's a season 1 thing.
And
where season 1 didn't really have an antagonist, but it had like a direction with like where Grogu Grogu, I guess I should say. So.
And even though the season so far hasn't been fully focused on Mando, like, it's still focusing on things that affect him. Like, they're focusing on the Mandalorians as a whole and retaking Mandalore.
Which he's gonna.
We started out the season by focusing on Mando and what he was trying to do by going back to Mandalore to be redeemed. They find out that it is still livable. So now the rest of the season is getting all the Mandalorians together and going back to Mandalore. And that's kind of where it's at. So I don't know. I still think this episode was good. It's obviously not plot moving all that much. Obviously there's, it's there's those little spots in it. The ending, but you know, you're gonna have episodes like this, and I think it was fine. It was absolutely hilarious. This is the most I've laughed at a Mando episode in a while, just because it just blew my
had
mind.
Jack Black, dude.
It just
And Lizzo,
that was ridiculous
for some reason.
But I think that's all we gotta say. I don't know if there's much else to it. So if you made this far in the video, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching.